You're listening to Those Dram Yinzers with your hosts, John and Zach.
Hey everyone, I'm John.
And I'm Alex.
And welcome to the reveal of 16 through 20 of our Whiskey Advent Calendar. So spoilers, people. Spoilers. I'm about to tell you what these are. So if you don't want to know what these are, hit that skip button. Go to the next episode or change your Spotify or whatever you listen to. Okay, I gave you enough time. Let's go. So number 16, which was your second favorite.
Yep.
Right? It said had that briny floral with a little bit of peat in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful fruity notes on the inside. You really were leaning in. You think this is like a wine cask finished or whatnot.
Kind of like a white wine, Sauvignon Blanc vibe.
You said Scotch-ish.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely said non-American because I could see it being a Scotch or possibly like a Japanese, whatever.
Yeah.
So Scotch related, right? We both said like 85 proof and gave it a Haas. We were wrong on the proof.
Okay.
80 proof.
I could see that, though.
Okay. It is a Scotch.
Get out.
Yeah.
I finally found a Scotch I like.
Connemara 12 year.
Oh.
Okay. So,
Okay.
and you can, everything that we are revealing today can be purchased in the state of PA. Some of it's special order through Fine Wine, but it all can be purchased here, which is very rare, but you can. Okay. So let me pull up the website. I can talk.
Are you telling me this so that I can go home and find it?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Connemara 12-year peated single malt Irish whiskey. Comes from the Cooley Distillery. I don't see. I'm trying to see like a region, or they're probably putting the region in here, and I just don't know any better to say that. But yeah, age 12 years. Cooney. Okay, so here it is. Cooney Distillery in the country Louth. So I'm assuming that's the region. I'm so bad with my geography. Drying barley over peat sourced from farms, the bogs of Connemara. Oh, so that is the area. Anyway, I'm stupid. Fused with the barley, distinctive smell. So it is a single malt, double distilled, copper pot stills, reskin and cast that were formerly used to age bourbon. That was what I was looking for, was what did they age? Like what barrels did they use? So no mention of wine or old wine casks. Yeah. In this. So that's very interesting.
That is interesting. Maybe the heart sees what it wants to see. I don't know.
Yeah,
I actually
right?
don't really love white wine, but though I would probably pick a Sauvignon Blanc if I were going to do it. Yeah, I don't know.
So thoughts?
It's I mean, I'm not really surprised.
Yeah.
The peated Scotch kind of vibe there.
Which is why I asked when we first started. It was like, you just typically aren't a fan of the very heavily peated ones.
Correct.
Which, as this is proof, because in a blind, you said 16 was your second favorite.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Scotch to me is what the like IPA drinkers of the world are. Everyone's like, more hops, more peat, and it's like, I'm not that.
Good.
I don't drink beer, period. But
Well, yeah.
yeah, that I like that. I kind of would double down. Like if I were going to complete the collection, I think that's an interesting Scotch to have. As I Google it to see what the bottle looks like.
Ready for 17?
Sure.
So 17.
This was your favorite, right?
Yes. It makes sense, too, now that I know what it is. I said it had a candy-coated, like, fruit note to it, almost like a butterscotch candy with some white pepper and a beautiful tobacco/grassy finish. I said it was an American single malt because I wasn't getting any like crazy like peat notes to it, but the grainy note was really sticking out to me. And again, if I am a bigger fan of more heavy peated ones,
Yeah.
like it could trick me if it wasn't an American single malt. You said something American. We both agreed 90 proof. Mm-hmm. I said Haas. You said Downtown.
Yep.
Any other notes you wanted to add on to?
This was one I jotted down that reminded me of Fireball the candy.
Yeah.
So kind of with you on that peppery vibe, but definitely picking up a little more of the cinnamony, even that noted like tart apple or molasses kind of notes too. I like this one.
So we said 90 proof. Mm-hmm. Incorrect. It is 80 proof.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're really overestimating.
We are overestimating. 80 proof. And again, that was going off of because I thought the last one was 85. So I said a little bit more. So I want to,
That's it. So they were both 80.
They're both 80.
Interesting. Wow.
It's a single malt scotch.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a scotch.
You guessed it.
I said American single malt, but it is a single malt scotch.
Oh, it's a scotch. Wow.
Yeah, exactly. Balvenie.
Tell me we're going to have 5 of these that are all frickin' scotches, and I'm the person who came on the podcast and said I hate scotch.
It is Balvenie 12.
Wow.
Double wood. So it's double. So we were talking about our love of double oak.
Yeah, okay.
This is double aged. So the
I like it.
So aged 12 years, double mature, double oaked, and the 2 oaks. I looked for it. I'm on their website. The first, so the actual 12 years, right, was a whiskey, a whiskey barrel. And then the second cast, the finishing aspect to it was a sherry oak.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah.
I did not get Scotch vibes at all from
me
that.
neither. But I definitely got a single malt something or other. Right?
Yeah. I actually had jotted down on this one, not quite rye.
Mm-hmm. I had I haven't had a lot of Balvenie, but I had it at the Whiskey Fest the last time they had it. Last year, that one of theirs was like a VIP pour. I don't remember what the age number was, because one of the other members of the group went and grabbed me a sample, but I don't remember what year, what age that one was. But yeah, so 2 for 2 on scotches that fooled you.
Yeah, indeed.
But I think you even said this was the one. This was the one where you said we need to designate a 4th characteristic of, like, if it was gifted to you, you would not be
For 17?
Yeah, for 17. Yeah. All right, so I know what I'm getting you for your birthday next year.
Yeah, there you go. I wouldn't say no to that. Definitely make sure you get an invite to that party.
Oh, we usually do.
Yeah,
but okay. Any final thoughts on 17?
No, I
Is
enjoyed
your mind
that.
just completely blown? 2 in now.
Well, no, I mean, hey, it's actually kind of exciting to. I feel like, as someone who loves rye whiskey, bourbons, really haven't found one I don't like. Ones I like more than others, but it's kind of nice to have some Scotch options, because again, I feel like most people are like, they just want to shove the peatiest freaking thing in the world in front of you, and you're like,
sure,
that's not me. So yeah, these are all, I would sip either of those.
Yeah.
If you just put a glass in front of me.
All right, number 18. I said beautiful baking spices. I think this is one where you leaned into that molasses.
No, that was the last one. This one I was getting like.
Oh no, this was
is like ginger and cloves.
Yes, sorry,
and,
yes.
Yeah.
I said it had a grainy note to it. I thought it was a rye, but that was just a guess, because I honestly couldn't fully pinpoint it. I gave it a 105 proof with a downtown rating.
I joined you on the downtown rating, but had an 85 to 90 proof. My biggest takeaway that I didn't mention here was I said it was like a cookie.
This was the one. This was the one I said. If it's not a rye, it's like a high rye.
Yeah. Yes.
Bourbon.
Yeah. I had jotted down rye / bourbon. Was my choice here.
So, proof. You were more spot on. I was over.
Price is right.
94.
Ooh.
94 proof.
Okay. 85 to
So
90,
it makes sense in my brain. I was like, oh, this is more than the last two. So
Yes,
it was.
it was.
I just went too high.
Right. Well, ironically enough, though, your jump was almost the right number jump compared to the other two. About 15 points.
Oh, I'm dumb. Okay. I am dumb. I can't read. All right. This is a rye.
Okay, I can believe that.
And we just talked about it before I turned the mics on.
Really?
You just visited it on your last
Get
bike
out. Heist.
Heist, Golden Handcuffs.
That's hilarious.
Pennsylvania rye whiskey.
So we didn't record that though, right?
No, it was not us recording. No, I was getting stuff set up.
The quick story then is when I arrived to record with John, happened to be out on a 30-some mile lovely bike ride yesterday on a randomly beautiful Saturday in December in Pittsburgh, and stopped at Heist's location in Burgettstown, which is a really cool old bank. If you ever find yourself in Burgettstown, stop in. Great people. Been in there several times. Enjoyed their bourbon. I actually had the rye yesterday. My friend that I was riding with bought a bottle and carried it home in the back of his jersey on the bike. That was interesting. But yeah, I mean, big fan of theirs. They seem to be doing well, and it's a great little stop. Went out with friends. So yeah, definitely check them out. But that's interesting.
I would
okay.
change my rating then to Haas.
Would you?
I know that's cheating, but it's my show, so I can do what I want.
You can do what you want.
No, because I want to support local, and they are.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a fantastic. For like newer offering to. They are new still, but yeah, this is. I was excited, and technically, you just said your buddy bought a bottle, but
yes,
technically, according to their website, they're out of stock of this. So,
but
you could
maybe he bought the last one. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, it was very good, but not in state stores yet. But you can get it in Pennsylvania.
No.
That is a true statement.
And that's why I
I
phrased how I did. Yeah,
Even their bourbon, though, I'll say we got the opportunity yesterday. The owner, Alex, was there when we stopped in, and he let us try their bourbon, which we've had before, side by side with the rye. Very different, but very complimentary and enjoyable. So definitely another good local find.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Wow.
Yeah.
You weren't kidding that these 5 seem to find their way into fitting the person that you invite on. Wow, that couldn't have been...
Right?
more timely that I stopped there yesterday.
Yeah. Cool. Any other final thoughts on 18?
I'm kind of with you. I would almost consider now knowing who it is that I would flip that to a house. I kind of had too much stuff in my pocket yesterday. I too would have probably purchased a bottle.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely good
and
stuff.
And it's hard too with the blinds, right? Especially when we're doing 5 together. That while I don't think any of these were bad. They were all good, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, a lot of my ratings with this 5 is comparatively as well. I even said that too. I would typically grab one of the other 2 than this one, is what I said on the blind. I would still grab this because, again, it's local, and I would purchase and support them thoroughly, especially because they're getting off to a good start.
Yeah.
Like, it's not there yet, but it's getting there. Like, it has potential. So
I think this one's almost an interesting lesson in how maybe being established or having that time period. I mean, the first one was a 12-year. What was the second? Second was 10
they
or
were
12
they were
years,
both
wasn't
12
it?
years. The first 2.
Okay,
yeah.
So 12 years of aging versus this is something that I think he said aged maybe in the 6 to 8 month range, kind of thing. And
the picture they have says 3 months, but yeah.
So, but point being, this was the one that I noticeably, when we tasted them, said, I almost can't smell this one. And that just goes to show you, I mean, that's not a knock at those guys by any means, but the difference that makes sense now. I was coming off 2 12 years with a lot going on into that. But no, I mean, it's a delightful sip for sure. 2 days in a row now. Excited. I might take this little sampler bottle with me.
Yeah, go right ahead. 19. I said this was my Woolies. I could not get off of the fact that this smelled, and it didn't taste as much, but like I couldn't get out of that fact. But I did think it had like a very interesting. It was strange, massively interesting. A little bit of spice, a little bit of salty brininess. The saltiness kind of stuck on the end for me. I was thoroughly confused, so I just said American something or other. 110 with the downtown. And it was a very light downtown just because I was so freaking thrown off. You said 100 proof, I believe.
I said 100 to 110. My two big takeaways were it reminded me of a wood sailing ship, and also a pack of Big Red gum for flavor profile.
And you gave it a
said
house.
bourbon. I said house. I did.
And you said, I forgot to write down what you said, but you said bourbon. Okay.
Yep.
Both wrong on proof. 92.
Get out.
Yeah, 92 proof.
Really? Just 4 in a row here.
I
of
understand
overestimation.
why this threw me off, and these ones usually do. This is a finished product.
That jives. That makes sense. Well, we talked about that, about the
Yeah.
Jeffersons on this one.
So, but it's not that. It's not the Jeffersons. It is finished. It is a sherry cask finished whiskey. PX
Okay.
sherry cask finished.
Wow. Okay.
It's a single malt, American single malt, produced by Altered State, which is another local PA.
Yeah.
I
Very
have
cool.
not had this offering yet. I am a massive fan of their stout barrel finished.
Yeah.
It is so freaking good. But I have not had their sherry, their Spanish, PX Spanish sherry cask finished. Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's interesting. It's definitely probably where we're picking up the wood vibes.
Yep.
I mean, the brininess is interesting. I don't typically think of it. Sherry is
But I also am
sherry
not,
as a wine product is
Yeah.
weird.
and that's the other piece too is these, we talked about this last night.
Yeah. Then in the reverse,
The
wine
finished, like these sherry and cognac finish and wine barrel finish. I don't know what to pick out of those. So that's probably why the sherry thing is probably what was throwing me off. Because I don't know. If you asked me to explain what sherry tastes like, I wouldn't be able to give it. You know what I mean?
I honestly really couldn't either. It's not enjoyable, I don't think, even as a person who's kind of deep into wine. I have a bottle that I put into a whiskey cocktail that I make at home. And I have every once in a while, like spilled and, maybe salvaged whatever I spilled by trying it off my finger. And I was like, I don't know about that. So that is absolutely the funkiness.
Have you guys eaten at the Grant Bar here in Millville?
Oh gosh, it's been years, but yes.
So they do a turtle soup,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and I think they serve it with sherry.
Yeah, that's
Is it-
pretty
is
common.
it sherry
yeah,
that
sherry.
they-
They'll
you
do
could
that with
put
like
on it
lobster
if you want
bisque
it?
and
Yeah.
things like that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Kind of, I think it cuts the sweetness a little sometimes.
That's
maybe,
the closest thing of
Yeah.
it. My brother got it and he wasn't a fan, but I think he did it
No,
wrong.
I'm not. I'm not a big sherry. Is like I grew up watching the TV show Frasier. That probably says a lot about why I am the way I am. But
No, I enjoyed that. show.
I just always remember them, like the two brothers, like they were drinking sherry like it was going out of style, and I was like, "Ew!" Like maybe it's a snob thing. I
Yeah.
don't know, but ooh, not. Or
Did you see-
maybe like Scotch.
you watched
I
any
just
of-
haven't found one that I liked yet.
Have you
I
watched
don't
any of the reboot?
know. I have not. That is
It
one of the
looks funny.
subscription platforms
Yeah.
that we don't have. So I'm.
It looks funny.
It does.
I watch. So my dad was a big fan of Cheers.
Oh yeah.
So then naturally, my dad was a big fan of Frasier. So we watched that a lot
yeah.
growing up.
Likewise.
And so I enjoy it. And so like I've seen like clips like on TikTok and reels and stuff of the news show, and I haven't dove in yet.
I'd like to. Maybe win
But
a break.
I think it was. I'd watch it. I would give it. I'd give it a
absolutely
shot for
watch it.
sure.
Yeah.
I just like Kelsey Grammer too.
Yeah.
So that doesn't.
And that character, he's just such a pompous ass.
Oh, it's so great. It's so great. What was that? 19?
That was 19.
19.
So,
All right. One more reveal.
This was my favorite.
Your favorite.
See what it was.
All right. Number 20 had a crisp, fruity nose. Definitely that is sweet. A teeny bit of smokiness in it. And a beautiful chocolate finish. But that smokiness surprisingly put us both feeling like this was some sort of like non-Islay scotch.
Yeah. Yep.
I said 100. We both said 100 proof, but we both said Haas. We both enjoyed it. And it was your favorite.
My number one.
Off on the proof.
Okay.
I'm typically
Shocker.
wrong on proof. 90 proof.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so not too off,
Yeah,
but
it's- we were, I mean, to be fair, we ranked these all kind of in the right proof order. Just got the numbers wrong.
Yeah.
I'll take that as a win.
Massively wrong on where it was made.
Okay.
It's not a Scotch. It is a rye
No, that's probably why I liked it.
made in Washington, PA
Yeah.
by Red Pump Spirits.
Wow.
This is the Rebellion Rye, which I haven't had it in a while, so
Interesting. Mm-hmm. So other than the random Scotch that was my number 2, I mean, I think my top 3 were 2 of the 3 were locals.
yeah, 3 out of the 5 were locals. Yeah. So that was a good 5. I mean, I know, like you said, you haven't been a big, and I can say it on this show because this is the reveal show. I try to not talk about any reveal things on the blind shows, but I mean, we've had a lot of. I showed you the list. Pretty heavily peated on each set of 5 previous to this one.
Yeah.
And so I was like, not that I would, it wouldn't be a good, comedy to you just be like, fuck it, but yeah, these 5 really leaned into a lot of your typical taste buds on there. So yeah,
I mean, even the ones I gave a downtown, I wouldn't not spend my money on them.
Like if I had any of these 5 here,
you
would be like, yeah, sure, I'll have some. Yeah.
And they were all very sippable too, which I mean, probably is the point with this group. But
well,
someone who doesn't, I sometimes stray more into the cocktail realm than
so
I do.
while
neat,
Aaron didn't say anything about like he had a cookie aspect to it, right? They definitely were. They were all under 100.
Yes.
So even though we had guessed some above it, and like you said, progressive wise, we were correct.
We had the right order.
This was all under 100 proof.
Yeah, interesting. So there's you called that too. I'm still going to kind of stick with the cookie theme though, or dessert theme.
I'll be interested to see. Aaron texts me when he listens to the show and gives me his thoughts on our thoughts, and I'll be curious.
Don't invite that wine guy back again.
But yeah, any final thoughts on these 5, man?
Very enjoyable. I mean, that would be
good way to spend Sunday.
Yeah, definitely a good way to spend a Sunday morning. Got a family holiday event this afternoon. We're probably more to the wine end of the spectrum, but this is a good little warm up. So it's always good to spend time with you. Try some new stuff. I mean, look. If nothing else, I found 2 scotches I like. So
yeah, exactly.
Time well spent.
I know what I'm getting you for your birthday.
Yep.
All right, Alex, thank you again. I'll make sure that it doesn't take this long to get you back on the show.
4 years.
4 years, yeah.
I'm not counting.
For next time. But I'm glad you enjoyed these 5. I now am excited that I have 5 different things I could buy you for your birthday.
Indeed.
Moving forward. So, yeah, appreciate you coming on. Appreciate you taking that guest spot. I know Zach is appreciative of
I didn't do it for Zach.
I know.
I did it for you.
But only thing left to say is, Alex, cheers to you.
Cheers to you.